Hey guys, I'm back. Instead of welcoming you guys back, I'm welcoming myself back because it has been 6 weeks. Part of the reason for the delay, although not all of it, some of it was just pure procrastination and executive functioning issues involved with ADHD, so that's fun. But part of the reason was because I was trying to pressure myself to talk about something that I really wasn't ready to talk about and still don't feel like I really know enough about to be able to talk about. So I decided to talk about one of my favorite tricks to help with being triggered or having trauma symptoms. You don't even have to have PTSD in order to try this. It is actually really good for anyone with an anxiety disorder or certain other types of disorders. So basically, it's grounding. I don't remember if I said that. um, anyways, um, basically, the thing is, though, being grounded is a lot easier said than done. It's simple, but it's not easy. Um, because it's like when you're in that state, your mind doesn't really want to focus on um, the present moment. So if you have some trouble with it, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes I struggle with it too, but the basic gist of it is that you are aware of both your surroundings and the physical and emotional sensations in your body. So, for example, you are in a highly anxious state and you don't really know how to pull yourself out of it because you are having a panic attack or having flashbacks or just generally in a severely anxious state for reasons that aren't really realistic. Perhaps what you could do is name 3 colors in your area. So in my case, I could see the pink on the walls around me because the walls around me are pink. I don't think you guys could see that, but I could see the white on the windowsills and the brown of my desk. Um, and another good thing to focus on if you're not in pain or whatever is like the physical sensations in your body. Even when you are in pain, I found that it helps ground me when I'm like hurting physically or emotionally to sort of focus on the pain and simply sort of, I don't know how to phrase it, but like calm down. I don't really know how to describe it very well. It's a trick I'm like trying and I don't really know if it works, so I'm not going to share it right now. But like basically what you could do is like ask yourself like, okay, so where is there any tension in my body? Are my facial muscles tense? And then you kind of do a body scan kind of thing, and that's very grounding. It's supposed to bring you back to the present moment. Are my fingers clenched? Unclench them. Are there any physical sensations? Do I have an itch? um, do I just in general have any physical sensations anywhere in my body? The basic idea is to connect to your senses, and you can do that for emotional sensations too. You could do it to just sort of watch over the thoughts in your mind. You could do it to just sort of detach from your thoughts, I guess is the best way I could describe it. It's kind of hard to describe. Um, or you could say, I'm feeling really sad and it's centered in my chest. Or I'm feeling really angry and feel everything in association with being angry while just sort of sitting with the emotion. I could tell you right now that there are situations in which this doesn't work, and it's nothing to be ashamed of if it doesn't work. So, like, if you are in a situation where you're simply overwhelmed, I would simply say seek therapeutic help because there really isn't a whole bunch you could do with a situation where you are constantly overwhelmed by your surroundings. And if your surroundings don't feel safe, this just isn't gonna work. Um, Becoming more aware of the fact that you are surrounded by anxiety provoking things isn't gonna help the fear response. I tried that one time when I was in my church and there were some triggering things going on, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this isn't helping. I'm just kind of, getting worse. So I think I actually need to detach in this case because that's the only way I'm going to calm down. So I actually tried just taking a few deep breaths and thinking about something else than other than where I was because at that point that's really the only thing you could really do. Um if a trigger or something that is upsetting to you isn't inherently threatening, you can, one at a time, hopefully in a therapeutic scenario, guided by someone who's helping you, try to kind of recondition yourself, kind of, I think it's exposure therapy kind of thing, in a safe place. Um, Trying to establish a sensation of safety. Um, I'm not a therapist, nor am I at the moment in college for psychology. Um, but I can talk from personal experience and say that in certain threatening situations, the best thing that you could do is to allow your flight to take over and to run away from the situation. If someone is saying things that hurt you, it is perfectly okay to either mention to them politely that what they are saying is hurting you, or if they're on social media or whatever, it's okay to block them. Don't feel ashamed for using that block function because it exists for a reason. And it's very easy to get cyberbullied. I know I have been on almost all social platforms. And you just kind of have to know that it's okay to block people. Um, it's okay to walk away from situations where people aren't responding to asking them to stop, or if you can't ask them to stop, like you're in public and you are, like in my case, you are at church and the preacher, the priest, whatever, is saying something that's really upsetting, you could just walk out of the room. And that's actually nothing to be ashamed of. That's nothing to be afraid of. You don't have to be afraid that you are hurting God. You have to take care of yourself first. You have to collect yourself first. And if you can't do that in the room, it is perfectly okay to walk out. Um, if someone is dealing with, like, someone giving you a pamphlet about salvation or whatever, it is perfectly fine to throw it out. You don't have to feel ashamed to do anything like that. You are good, you are loved, and no matter what, your emotions and your feelings are valid, and you don't have to worry about the very idea that they may not be, because they are, by the inherent situation that they exist, by the inherent reality of those emotions. They are real, and it's okay to feel them. It's okay to react sometimes. You do have to rein them in sometimes in order to avoid hurting other people, but you do have to understand when you're hurting others and when you are simply making them uncomfortable because you are telling them that they are hurting you. That's a topic for another video. I don't have enough time to talk about that because I could be talking for hours about that particular topic. I think I will address it at some point. Like, what is the difference between you hurting someone and you letting them know that they're hurting you and they're refusing to take accountability and putting your hurt onto you. Like saying that you're the one hurting them, which is a completely different scenario and it's kind of manipulative, and I do think I should address that at some point, but not at the moment. The most important thing is always, always, always to establish a sense of safety and to calm your body and your mind down and to come back to a place of balance, psychological balance and equilibrium. Your body and your mind are important. Listen to them. They will speak messages to you, and listening to them is a wise idea for the sake of healing, because I know, your body is not worthless. If your body needs to drink water, drink. If your body needs medication to survive, take that medication. Listen. If your body is telling you that you need to go to the doctor because you can't solve this on your own, go to that doctor. Just don't ignore the signals that your body and your mind are telling you. If your mind is telling you that you can't solve a psychological issue by yourself, it's okay to go to a therapist. I know it can be hard to find a good therapist. I am lucky in that I have a good therapist myself, but it's not always the case, and I do respect that. But I do encourage that you keep seeking out help, and hopefully eventually you will find someone that clicks and someone that actually helps you. I believe that tuning into what your mind and body is saying at any given moment in time, but especially when you are in a highly emotional state, it's one of the many things to establish on the path towards healing any sort of physical or emotional trauma, wound, illness. Your body is trying to keep you alive, uninjured, and healthy, and listening to it is the best way that you could establish a sense of love towards that body, which is only trying to keep itself and you alive, and it's only trying to keep itself. It's only trying to tell you that it thinks something is wrong. So listen to it, understand it, and love it, because whether you believe it or not, you do deserve to be listened to, body and mind. You deserve to have people on your side, and you do deserve safety in your community, relationships, and body. So, I love you guys. See you guys hopefully soon. Peace.